Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's been a fucking disaster of a week around. Yeah, we've got some awesome windy weather here. I think most of the country does. So I guess first of all, let's start off on a better note, I guess, and that was comparing my Epic Pale Ale clone to the commercial version. So yeah. Okay, so this is the commercial one, and this is my homemade one. As you can see, the clarity isn't that great, but the colour's not too bad, and the head's about the same.
Of Epic Pale Ale.
Yeah, of Epic Pale Ale. Smell-wise? They smell about the same, which is a good sign, isn't it? Anyway. Alright, shall we have a taster of the commercial one? Cheers. Oh, I can tell you straight off the bat that it's nothing like my clone. In fact, I prefer my clone. How's that go? It's more malty, there's no hops. I wonder how actually old it is. It doesn't say. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it was best before the 11th of the 7th next year, but as far as I'm aware, my point is that craft beer should be no more than 6 months old, because the hops start dropping out. So this one's quite malty, and it's got an almost cat pee aftertaste. Okay. Okay, now to my home one. It's more nutty. There's definitely more nut, like a hazelnut. You don't get that cat pee aftertaste either. Yeah, I definitely prefer mine, which is great, I guess. So this one is 5.4%, the commercial one, and my one is 6.65%, with something like 80% attenuation on the yeast, which is awesome. I was aiming for 5.5. So that's it. Cheers. So yeah, I definitely much prefer that clone. I don't know why, but yeah, that cat pee taste, I've never had that before. Yeah, so the bad things of this week. My brew that I did on Tuesday, it's kind of I've completely ballsed up the process of how I should have done things. So transferred it into secondary, poured the test vial for the hydrometer, cleaned out the fermenter, and then realised that it was stuck at 1030 from 1060. So yeah, should have just roused up the yeast, tested it first, and then roused up the yeast. And apparently that's the way to go with the. So it's the White Labs California 5, which is the WLP 051, I think. So yeah, I've ended up making another big starter and draining everything off and then just pouring the yeast in there. And it seems to have picked up. It's still going a little bit slow, so it might just take a while. So yeah, and then on another balls up with that was when transferring it to the fermenter, I was running late for work, so I left the airlock out for 3 hours. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. Hopefully there was enough star sand foam on the top, and that it was sort of fermenting away enough that it kind of pushed the oxygen off. But yeah, I'm just preparing for it to be oxidized. So this weekend I'm doing 2 brews. I'm going to rebrew the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale clone, which is the one that I did for my first all grain. So what's that? Three batches down since. So hopefully I might be able to make it quite a bit better. And the other one is the Yeasty Boys Hot Kettle Black, which yeah, so that's a black IPA, or yeah, a black IPA. So yeah, and those will be ready for Crate Day. And for those of you that don't know what Crate Day is, so here we have big 750ml glass bottles that come in a wooden crate that look like, excuse the darkness, I don't know if you can see it, they look like that. And the first Saturday of summer we sit and drink a crate. So yeah, I might do the Epic Pale Ale clone again for that as well next weekend. And then on another note, sorry, I'm just waffling here, but so last night I've had a problem with my ball kettle ever since I put the temperature gauge into the see, I'll show you. So in the side of the kettle there, it's had a slow leak. So I just played around with gaskets last night or O-rings and what have you, and can't get it to leak. Stop leaking. So I am going to, my next thought is to get, I think it was Tiny from Off Tap Brewing, suggests the silicon cupcake things, use those as a gasket. So that's my next step. So I might get those tomorrow for my brew day on Saturday. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, anyone out there? That Epic Pale Ale clone was awesome, and luckily I've got a couple of bottles that I can send out to some New Zealand people, some glass ones, because I ran out of plastic bottles. But I'll also send out some of my double IPA which was meant to be an American Pale Ale, but it's yeah, 8.35%. But it tastes fantastic. Really good. Really good. Don't have a homebrew. Was planning on recording this last night, but it was far too dark. And just about as windy as today. So, yeah, everyone, that's me. Cheers, and catch you next week. Ciao.